Tides have never been static. Over millions of years, they've changed, shifted, and adapted. And now, in the present day, they are evolving once again, not just because of the moon's gradual retreat, but because of us. Climate change, sea level rise, and coastal development are subtly altering how tides behave. In some places, they're growing stronger, flooding further inland. In others, they're weakening, disrupted by dams, channels, and disappearing wetlands. We are entering a new chapter in the long story of Earth and the Moon, a chapter shaped not only by gravity and celestial mechanics, but also by human influence. And yet, through all this change, the Moon still circles Earth with quiet certainty, faithfully guiding the tides in its eternal rhythm. That same moon glowing above us tonight watched over the dinosaurs. It shone on the first mammals creeping through ancient undergrowth. It was there for our earliest ancestors, standing on distant prehistoric shores, wondering about the sky. The continents may have shifted, the species may have changed, but the moon has never stopped pulling, and the oceans have never stopped responding. Sometimes the response is fierce, a massive storm tide, a thunderous flood. Other times it's gentle, a quiet ripple under a starlit sky. But always the tide moves, and always the earth listens. There's a quiet poetry in this ongoing exchange. Earth and moon, once part of the same body, were torn apart by a cataclysm billions of years ago. The moon was born in fire and fury, likely from a violent collision with a Mars-sized object named Theia. But from that violence came this enduring relationship, a gravitational bond that cannot be broken. The moon slows Earth's spin. Earth pushes the moon away, and in the space between them, something beautiful happens. We get the tides, that rhythmic inhale and exhale of the ocean, the steady breath of the earth, the heartbeat of every shoreline. So when you stand by the sea and watch the water rise and fall, remember, you're not just witnessing a moment. You're watching a process shaped over billions of years, a celestial conversation that began long before you were born and will continue long after you're gone. You are part of that story, even if just for a moment. A single line in a planetary poem, a flicker of awareness in a symphony that spans epochs. And whether you're watching the tide from a beach, a boat, or a quiet window, the moon is still speaking to the sea. And the sea is still listening. And what the tide brings is more than just water. It carries life. With each rolling wave, nutrients are stirred, fish are guided, larvae are dispersed. Tides feed coral reefs, refresh mangrove forests, and cleanse estuaries. For countless marine creatures, the tide is a signal. It tells them when to spawn, when to migrate, when to hide, and when to feed. For ancient coastal civilizations, the tide was a sacred clock. Temples and stone markers were built to track its rhythm. Myths and legends grew around its power. Gods who controlled the sea, moon spirits who governed the waters. Even today, festivals in many cultures still honor the moon's influence, from Lunar New Year's to full moon ceremonies by the ocean. And so the tide continues, part science, part soul, part story. It connects us to the moon, to our past, to the hidden pulse of the planet. In every wave that rolls ashore, there's a whisper of the cosmos, a memory from a time when Earth and Moon were one, and a promise that, no matter what changes on land, the ocean will still respond to the gentle tug of its ancient partner in the sky.